The first story that we're going to get into is one that has unfortunately lost a bit of traction, which is a sad thing for Bo. The cow was named because it seemed like she might be able to get sanctuary at a sanctuary called The Retreat, which is this wonderful, wonderful sanctuary, and we'll be covering The Retreat very soon. And she was scheduled to maybe go there, but it seems like she might not go there, which will mean she will end up a victim of the animal agriculture industry more so than she already is. So the UK Home Secretary demands urgent explanation for police running over cow. And yes, the police decided to hit a calf with their car twice, and we'll go through it more here. James Cleverly, MP, the UK's Home Secretary, has called for a full, urgent explanation of the incident where a young cow was injured on the 14th of June in England after a police car deliberately ran over her twice, so her attempt to escape a short life of misery in a farm could be ended. A video of the police attack has been circulating on social media, and it shows the escaped cow being hit once, trying to stand up and flee, and being hit a second time with her head becoming trapped under the vehicle. Kenny, what did you think when you saw this?
It's just utterly shocking, man. And the amount of times that I've seen videos of the police doing something like this shocking as well. Like, see when something substantial happens, like there's a cow running through the roads and the streets, it's not like something that happens very often. People get their phones out. Do the police not know this? Like, you're going to get, people are going to film what's going to happen. Like, that was my first thought. Like, why was he stupid enough to do that? Like, and then secondly, obviously, how absolutely horrendous it was. So violent and horrible and unnecessary, obviously.
It shows like how little they're valued. They were just like, well, this cow's running around. Someone might get hurt. Never mind, they might be the someone who gets hurt if we hit them with the car. I saw that everywhere. There was actually a chairman of an animal agriculture board, and he made news because he said, actually, the police were right to do this because someone could have got hurt. It's like, Bo got hurt.
Yeah. They're never someone, are they?
No, then never. No.
Yeah, but a baby cow is not realistically going to hurt anyone, man.
No.
They're going to be terrified of anyone they encounter, really.
Mm-hmm. And if they do, it's purely like an accidental thing. They're not being vindictive. They're just confused. Like, Bo escaped a farm and was very, like, there's all these lights, you know, all these weird things that, you know, are very confusing. And she was just trying to maybe find her way to her mum. That's probably what she was trying to do. And ended up being hit. James Cleverly said on a post on X, I can think of no reasonable need for this action. I've asked for a full urgent explanation for this. It appears to be unnecessarily heavy-handed. Surrey Police has issued a statement on the matter saying officers, over a period of number of hours, tried a number of options to safely capture the cow. Unfortunately, these were unsuccessful, and the decision was made to stop it using a police car. Surrey Police said an officer involved in the incident has been removed from public-facing duties pending an investigation. Vegan conservationist Chris Packham posted on X, I don't know where to start with this, but it's surely illegal and must be investigated and prosecuted. What sort of monster rams a calf twice? Isn't it interesting as well? Like, a lot of people who were absolutely sickened by this were actually non-vegans.
Mm-hmm.
Really intriguing.
I'd never heard of, so see these stories where the general public get like rally behind a specific, like a personality of an animal, and they want them to be rescued, and they're like a farmed animal. There's been multiple stories I've heard of since I started working with Vegan FTA. Like, I'd never heard about that before. I just find it so strange, like how many times this happens, but people don't eventually just make the connection that they're all worthy of the same thought and consideration as Bo or Sue or whoever this specific story's about. Like, they never seem to extend their compassion beyond this one animal and that one story.
Yeah, it's very weird how one can be put on a pedestal and then the rest can be forgotten about.
Mm-hmm.
It's a phenomena that just it perplexes me to no avail.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, yeah. Before being taken back to the farm from which she escaped, the young cow was moved to a nearby farm. It appears that she suffered a cut but no broken bones. Sky News reported that the farmer had not named her yet, which is a reminder of why cows such as this one escape from farms and slaughterhouses. They do not want to be treated as objects and be killed at a young age after a short life of exploitation. Ironically, after recently being exposed for supporting the keeping of cows and other animals in horrible conditions in farms that perpetuate this desire to escape and be free, the RSPCA has released a statement on upsetting and distressing footage, saying that all animals should be treated with respect. The Retreat Animal Sanctuary has offered to rehome the 10-month-old cow, named her Bo Lucy, but the legal owner may prefer to kill her at some point next year, making her attempt to escape the animal agriculture industry an unfortunate failure. Isn't it weird that the RSPCA release a statement and say that all animals should be treated with respect when we've got right now going on all of this stuff against the RSPCA, alleging that they put the RSPCA assured labels on things that are not preventing cruelty, that are actually the pinnacle of cruelty.
Certainly not respectful. Yeah, we're talking like one of the biggest investigations, like one of the biggest exposes that's ever been conducted. Right, the 45 farms, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
All RSPCA assured, the Animal Rising thing. So yeah, it does kind of fascinate me, the audacity, really.
It's amazing because they will whack their RSPCA assured label on the very same animal on one of their bodies.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's like, where's the respect? Like, could you imagine like being the victim and then someone like having the audacity to say that they respected you? Like after
Yeah.
they killed you and put you in a burger. Like
Yeah. Being hit by a car is awful, but the slaughterhouse is worse. It's much
yeah,
worse.
much worse. Like, and
Yeah.
if it's confusing to you, just imagine which one would you'd prefer. It's
Yeah.
quite
Yeah.
clear.
Yeah.
It's quite clear.
Yeah.
Are you ready for the next one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. Doctors urge Ohio governor to phase out animal farms to control bird flu. Now, you hear this all of the time, bird flu outbreaks. There's worries that all these animals end up being killed because there's bird flu outbreaks happening. And yeah, they're urging Ohio governors to phase out animal farms to control bird flu. PCRM calls on Governor Mike DeWine of Ohio to phase out factory chicken farms and mega dairies where diseases like bird flu can easily spread. The call has been prompted by outbreaks of H5N1 strain of the bird flu virus, which has resulted in the deaths of millions of birds on egg farms in Ohio and other states, and has already been detected in dairy cows in Wood County. According to the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency, Ohio has about 295 large-scale industrial farmed animal factories, so the risk of this disease spreading is considerable. These large animal factories force many animals to be housed in crowded conditions with minimal space, which threatens public health because this provides ideal conditions for viruses to spread, evolve, and even become zoonotic and infect people. There is a worry because, according to, I believe, the CDC, many of these diseases that we see are zoonotic in nature,
Mm-hmm.
which makes you think, like, where have they, like, something like factory farming animals, especially in close proximity to different types of animals, is that not just asking for more diseases?
Mm-hmm.
On a level of public health, like it's just honestly amazing being against something like animal agriculture, because for so many reasons it's just a daft thing to do. It's
Yeah.
just the
Yeah.
wrong thing to do.
Yeah.
Like, on public health alone, never mind what we focus on, our main focus is for the animals, like the horrible things that happen to animals.
Yeah.
And then, but just even if I didn't care about that personally, just on a level of like, oh, I want to make sure people don't die of diseases, I wouldn't be. It's like things like E. coli as well. Like I went into a shop yesterday and there's been a recall of all these chicken sandwiches.
Oh yeah.
Because of an E. coli infection, and it's like, oh my goodness.
Yeah. Do we trust that that will always be the case before people have like purchased and consumed them and all that? Yeah, and these things are like likely to mutate as well, aren't they? These kinds of viruses and stuff. I don't think like,
especially if they pass on to a different like animal. Yeah,
like the risks are insanely high. I don't think people actually realize that in order for us to like, so everybody wants to have as much animal products as they desire at whichever time. It's like, in order for that to be accomplishable, like we do have to like cram like tens of thousands of animals in one place. It's just utterly ridiculous. I do also think, like, it sounds so cynical of me to say this, but I feel like it might be more things like this and environmental impacts and whatever that shifts the food system from animal agriculture to like alternative proteins and stuff. I feel like it might be that before ethics. I feel like ethics might be a hindsight scenario with this.
Yes, I agree. Like,
yeah. Like, oh man, like we used to do that. That was pretty bad.
Yeah, that was so horrible. Like we do with many other things. We look back and think they're terrible, but people at the time mustn't have really thought that.
I think we'll be forced into it because we'll absolutely have to stop, or else things will just be horrendous.
Yeah. PCRM has 381 physicians in Ohio, 2.24% of all physicians that form the organization nationwide, who are concerned not only for the animals involved, but mainly for public health. They know very well that the recent pandemic of COVID originated from viruses jumping from non-human animals to humans, which is already beginning to happen with bird flu, as a handful of humans have already been infected, which is very worrying. PCRM has pointed out that farmers in Ohio grow many other plant-based sources of protein, calcium, iron, and other nutrients. Walnuts are grown on about 981 acres in Ohio and provide protein, fiber, iron, and calcium. The governor could support farmers in this state by asking the legislature to send him a supplemental appropriations bill that would establish a transition fund, similar to what has already happened in Vermont, which gives grants to farmers who wish to diversify or transition from one type of farming to another, which is really good to know that does exist because, we obviously farmers are doing, like the animal agriculture farmers are doing something that we vehemently oppose. But it would be good to know that they can actually get funds to transition and make it so that they're not participating in that. It gives it one less excuse as well. Like, what are we going to do if we don't farm the animals?
Yeah.
It's like, well, there are other things that you could do. Yeah.
Yeah, plant-based food system needs farmers too, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Where's all the congratulations and like we basically knight like all the animal farmers were like, you hero, man. Where's the broccoli guys at, man?
Yeah, where's the broccoli farmer? Absolute hero.
Yeah, they're heroes, man.
Yeah.
Where are they? Where's their shout out, man? Come on.
Yeah, they never get the shout out. It's funny how animal farmers get such a big shout out. I don't know if it's to do with like, it's like a veil of like they have to congratulate because it's so bad.
Yeah. Some form of like gaslighting for sure. Some form of humane washing.
Yeah, absolutely.